Welcome to the very first episode of Flared to Fortune, a podcast about turning stranded and flared gas into Bitcoin. So let's go over what this podcast is and isn't. This is educational, and these are real stories from the field, the wins, the losses, the expensive mistakes, and the lessons that I've learned building Blue Hawk Energy Solutions. It's not a sales pitch, and I'm not going to spend an hour trying to get you to sign a contract. I will give you enough information so that if you, at the end of the episode, if you'd like the opportunity and it's right for you, take those next steps. I hope that's fair enough. All right, so let's dive in. So, how did I get here? My background is in marketing and entrepreneurship. I'm the visionary type who sees opportunities where others see problems. And about 3 years ago, I started training people in Bitcoin mining as a business opportunity. There's something that I noticed immediately, and that there was a massive disconnect in the oil and gas space as far as education is concerned. All the resources, all the courses, the consultants, they were Bitcoin miners teaching Bitcoin mining. They say things like hash rate optimization, pool selection strategies, and ASIC efficiency curves. And that's great if you're a tech person and you're into the Bitcoin mining space and you understand cryptocurrency. But if you're an oil and gas operator, if you're a petroleum engineer or a drilling supervisor or a production manager out in the field, that education doesn't speak your language. It doesn't address your problems. I kept seeing oil and gas companies exploring flare gas mining, but they would get pitched by Bitcoin people who don't understand their world. The presentations were all about blockchain technology and decentralization and about being their own bank. Meanwhile, the oil and gas operators were sitting there thinking, I just want to know if this makes me money. What's the ROI? How does this compare to other uses of this gas? And what are the regulatory implications? So I took a completely different approach. I recognized that for oil and gas operators, one of the only things that really matters is the ROI, your return on investment. Does this pencil out or not? Not the ideology or not the Bitcoin philosophy and not disrupting the financial system. Just pure economics. So we built something that had never been done before, an AI-powered modeling tool specifically designed for flare gas Bitcoin mining operations. This tool takes into account quantile modeling, the Bitcoin price scenarios, not just best case fantasies, historical data on mining difficulty adjustments and the network hash rate, market trends and equipment costs and energy prices, and site-specific variables like gas composition, MCF per day, geographic location, and regulatory environment. And here's what makes it revolutionary. It's free from opinion. It's free from ideology. You input your site data and it tells you the truth, whether this project makes sense or not. No salesperson spinning numbers, no cherry pick scenarios that only work if Bitcoin goes to $500,000 per coin. Just honest data-driven projections. And that changed everything for us because suddenly we could walk into meetings with oil and gas operators and speak their language. We could show them the models that accounted for their specific concerns, and we could give them confidence that this wasn't just some crypto speculation play, and it's a legitimate way to monetize waste gas. That's the foundation Blue Hawk is built on. We're not Bitcoin maximalists trying to convert oil and gas to our religion. We're consultants who happen to specialize in a really profitable application of their stranded energy. So let me give you some context of just how big this opportunity is. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, oil and gas companies flare billions of cubic feet of natural gas every year. When you do the math and the current natural gas prices, we're talking about $1.2 billion in wasted energy just in the United States. So let that sink in. Now, why are we doing this? It's an infrastructure problem. You got an oil well in rural North Dakota, West Texas, or Pennsylvania. The well produces oil, and that's what they're after. But the byproduct, you get that natural gas, sometimes a lot of natural gas. If you're near a pipeline, great, you can capture it and sell it. Everybody's happy. But if you're not near a pipeline, you've got three options. Shut down the well. Nobody wants to do that because the oil is so profitable. Build a pipeline infrastructure, which can cost millions and take years, or flare it and just burn it off. And if it meets environmental regulations, but it's literally lighting money on fire. And here's the critical part. Oil and gas companies know that this is a problem. They want solutions. Many of them are getting pressure from regulators to reduce the flaring. Some states are implementing stricter rules. ESG investors are asking questions, but until recently, there just wasn't really a good answer. Now, what if I told you that there was a way to take that waste gas, convert it into electricity on site with mobile generators, and use that electricity to mine Bitcoin? What if I told you that you could also generate $500,000 and up to $2 million per site per year? Our AI modeling tool can predict the ROI with accuracy that oil and gas operators can trust. And that's what we're doing here at Blue Hawk Energy Solutions. Let me be crystal clear about what Blue Hawk Energy Solutions actually does. We solve three core problems, and depending on who you are, whether you're an oil and gas operator or a high net worth professional who's looking to invest or a business operator, one of these is going to resonate with you. Number one is the massive energy waste, the $1.2 billion of flared gas. Oil and gas companies need that solution, and they don't want to require massive pipeline infrastructure investment. It needs to be quickly deployed in weeks, not years, and they're scalable. It can actually turn waste into revenue. Blue Hawk provides turnkey flare gas monetization, and we use our AI modeling tool to assess the feasibility, then handle equipment procurement, installation, regulatory compliance, and ongoing management. The other aspect is the tax advantage. When you compound the revenue that you can gain from Section 179 and the other tax advantages that are available when you mine Bitcoin, much less being able to mine Bitcoin for half the price that you can purchase it, there's a compounded tax effect that greatly increases your revenue from this investment. So there's a tax advantage investment. If you're a professional, you're a doctor, lawyer, dentist, chiropractor, or business owner, you make good money. You pay a lot in taxes. Your accountant keeps telling you, find write-offs, but your options are limited. What if you need an investment that offers equipment depreciation, huge tax benefit, Section 179, huge benefit, operational deductions, and passive income that compounds? Significantly better than just buying crypto outright. Our modeling shows 150% more return over 3 years and 266% gains compared over 5 years than just buying and holding Bitcoin, plus the tax advantages. We set up client-owned mining operations that are fully managed. You get the tax benefits, you get the Bitcoin accumulation, and you don't have to become a mining expert. The third problem we solve is underutilized infrastructure, and this is for small to medium-sized businesses, light manufacturing and commercial operations. You've got an excess of electrical capacity. What if you could deploy Bitcoin mining that could use that spare electricity to generate additional revenue? We call these load balancing solutions. You're not disrupting operations, you're just monetizing infrastructure you're already paying for. All of these have the same AI-driven approach, same quantile modeling, and the same focus on ROI over ideology. That's the power we've structured in Blue Hawk. That's the power of how we have structured Blue Hawk. Let me tell you a little bit about what Blue Hawk Energy Solutions actually is. We're a consulting firm. We specialize in turnkey Bitcoin mining solutions for stranded energy applications, powered by the most sophisticated modeling tool in the industry. And I am the founder and the visionary. I handle the business development, the strategy, and the client relations, but I can't do this alone. So I've built a coalition. It's a strategic alliance of specialized companies. Blue Hawk, we're the leading consultant and project management. We're the quarterback. We handle site assessment using our AI tool, feasibility, analysis, regulatory compliance, financial modeling, and the client relationship. Our partners handle equipment procurement, technical expertise, and the tax and treasury optimization. For the client, you get a single point of contact, Blue Hawk. They don't have to coordinate 4 different companies. Here's why the timing is perfect. So you might be wondering, John, if this is an opportunity that is so obvious, why isn't everybody doing it? That's a great question. Let me tell you why now is the perfect time to do this. There's regulatory pressure on flaring. States are tightening up regulations. North Dakota, Texas, New Mexico, stricter flaring limits. Companies need solutions fast, and this creates urgency. Bitcoin mining profitability. With the low cost energy, your mining cost is 3 to 5 cents per kilowatt hour, which is what we achieve with flare gas. You're more profitable than any Bitcoin miner out there. Grid miners are paying 5 to 7 cents, and they're sweating when Bitcoin drops. That's where you're not. And our AI modeling tool accounts for this. We're not just showing you best case scenarios, we're showing you worst case, median case, and best case all at once using quantile analysis. And reason 3 is tax law. There's never been a better time. With Section 179, these deductions are available now. But tax laws change, and smart professionals are moving now to lock in this tax advantage. And the first mover advantage. The space is getting crowded, but right now, oil and gas companies aren't getting 10 proposals for flare gas solutions. They're getting 1, maybe 2. They won't last. Early movers get the best sites, best terms, and best economics. Reason 5 is the AI HPC expansion. We're not just doing Bitcoin mining. The same infrastructure can be used for AI compute or any high-performance computing workloads. There's a massive shortage of compute capacity for AI training. So there's positioning for Bluehawk to offer both Bitcoin mining and AI HPC solutions. The market opportunity is enormous. The timing is right, and we have the modeling tools to prove it. But you've got to move, and the window doesn't stay open forever. All right, we're coming up on the end of episode 1. So let me tell you what's going to happen next. Over the next 20 episodes, we're going to take a deep dive into the industry. My first deployment, everything that went right and everything that went wrong, real economics, ROI modeling using our AI tool, tax strategies, and wealth preservation. Technical deep dives on equipment, using our modeling tool again, different partners that we're going to be bringing in from our coalition, and where the industry is heading. But here's the thing, knowledge is only valuable if you act on it. So if you're listening to this and thinking, I've got to get my flare gas I'm wasting into some type of revenue stream, or I need the tax advantage, let's take the next steps. Click on the link below. There's an opportunity for you to learn more using our calculators, schedule an appointment, or just connect with us and help us answer your questions. Either way, subscribe to our podcast, Flare to Fortune, on wherever you're listening to it so you can get all the latest episodes. All right, that's episode 1. Thank you for being here. And this is the very beginning of this podcast. And let me leave you with this. $1.17 billion of natural gas is being flared every single year. That's real money going up in smoke. The question is, are you going to be part of the solution? Are you going to be one of the operators, investors, or business owner who sees this opportunity and acts on it? Or are you going to be a person who hears about it in 5 years from now and says, man, I wish I would have gotten into that when it was early? The choice is yours. In our next episode, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, what it is, what it isn't, and some of the ideology and philosophy behind it from one of the BTC 256 OGs who's been there for a long time. And she's got a lot of insight into what Bitcoin is and how the machines work. Until then, my name is John Taylor, and thank you for listening to another episode of Flare to Fortune.